Welcome. It's Dr. Vicki. I'm your host of The Ethical Doctor on WVAI Pacifica Radio. You can hear me every other Thursday at 1 p.m. And I'm also the host of Dr. Vicki Herald. Herald is more of what I'm doing here today. That's on progressiveradionetwork.com every Sunday at 5 p.m. The purpose, as stated in the last segment, is to give you news and information that you're not getting from the standard media. So we're going to talk about Kathy Jorrie, an agent for AEG who testified on September 27th, that's Tuesday of this week, September 27th, 2011. Kathy Jorrie made it very clear that she was the person writing the contract for the relationship between AEG and Conrad Murray in the care and treatment of Michael Jackson. The AEG connection here, as I stated, the public wasn't understanding because of the failure of the media to explain that the Jackson family has sued for wrongful death in the relationship with Michael Jackson's death. So that these points are not really being succinct and focused on. Kathy Jorrie was very clear that there was a statement that a CPR resuscitation machine, which could be the same type of equipment and machines that are used for anesthesia, that these machines were requested by Conrad Murray. It doesn't take much thinking to realize that it is very obvious that in taking a medical history, you would find that Mr. Jackson was using a great deal of medication, and the propofol, its use, would mandate a complete unit for monitoring oxygen content in the bloodstream, blood pressure, and pulse, a hookup system, even EKG unit, and all of these things can often be found on a proper, high, state-of-the-art crash cart that is used in a major medical center. So one can, deduct from this that it's very possible that Conrad Murray knew early on that he needed this equipment in order to take care of Jackson. That the equipment wasn't something for a possible emergency on stage, but the equipment was necessary for the management and maintaining of sleep needs of Mr. Jackson in his home. This is not a far jump. The tendency was to talk more about this as an issue: is Michael healthy enough to do a concert or not? I wouldn't go in that direction when I know that this person is a cardiologist and knows what is right and what is wrong in the administration of drugs, including anesthetic drugs. That this physician knows that a crash cart is necessary, and they're not expensive. I mean, that's a few grand here and there. It would be something very easy to pay for and have at every residence that Mr. Jackson lived at during the time that he is under a habitual drug use for sleep. That would be precautionary. That would be the safe thing to do. That would be the medical intelligent thing to do, to not give any medications unless Mr. Jackson was being completely monitored. The tendency of the prosecution was to not go there, and maybe they just don't understand that the possibility that Dr. Murray was really asking for the crash cart for the immediate care of Michael Jackson, and that he was hit back with AEG just being interested, can Michael do the concert or not? They're interested in the big bucks down the road, and not knowing and not being revealed to them the drug addiction and all the necessities that Mr. Jackson needed in order to sleep. So this could have been a conflict which ended up in doing nothing. Waiting for AAG, maybe for the concert later down the road. I mean, backstepping that Conrad Murray began to backstep in these negotiations. And Conrad Murray, certainly with his income from Mr. Jackson's payment by AEG, could have purchased one of these units for the house. And that would have been an appropriate thing to do under this situation. Strange that this has not been discussed, and it is very obviously a major issue. AEG's role is a major issue, and this isn't all coming out, but it's probably being pieced together. And if I was an attorney for the case against AEG, I would be right there, or I would be in my office with my telly on all day listening to this case, because a lot of information about AEG's role is beginning to surface. The attorney, Kathy Jorrie, was from AEG. AEG was in charge of Michael Jackson's medical care. The statements made by Randy Phillips and other members of AEG tied to the necessity that they saw Mr. Jackson having to be completely healthy and be able to do his tour. They weren't thinking about drug addictions, stress issues, other things that are really key to the survival of any individual. Because doing a tour like this could be extremely stressful emotionally, not even looking at the physical applications that Mr. Jackson was having. He does great dancing, he jumps, and he does all these things, but the physical part as well. And protocol. There is no mention of protocol. And if AEG is going to be paying for the medical care, they should have a proper protocol. Why was there no crash cart? Why didn't somebody at AEG go further into this issue about the crash cart? It's like a smoking gun. If I was an attorney and I heard something like that, I would stop, I'd take a breath, and I'd think, what is this Dr. Murray telling me? What is the other story here? He's telling me that Michael Jackson is completely healthy. The other story is obvious that there's something else going on. So one of the speculations that I have on this is that Conrad Murray knew that he needed the crash cart, asked for it, and then this shutdown happened in the discussions. This is segment 2. Dr. Vicky, I will be coming back with segment 3 for today, for the trial for today. Thank you so much.